My people. Alright, it's time to wrap up the expanding of our current races and districts so we can begin character creation, right? So with that said, we're going to tackle the remaining districts and races using the same criteria, except instead of submitting through our website, I'm going to ask that you all drop it in the comments section, and I strongly encourage you to like and comment on any lore that you see and like. By far, the following races and districts have the most potential, man. These races are bizarre, the districts are colorful. One of these districts we're actually not even going to build on because it's just so damn good already. Maybe we can revisit that later, but it is exactly how I want the other races to be. And that district is the Western Ward created by Looper Ken. Man, when I get to that, you'll see what I mean. But everything will be revisited in the future. But for now, we're going to focus on filling out some of these current ones. So let's start with races. The Psyquadrian, a self-identified race of G-type who have decided to be surgically altered into that of a centaur, using cybernetic horse parts overhauling their entire anatomy. This operation is the only operation to be 100% successful, as more and more Haveners get this done to them every year. They are now considered a race, just as an android is considered one. The Fishmonger. The Fishmongers are a race of people who have developed the ability to breathe air as well as water. Many of them willingly breathe air. Oh man. Many of them willingly enhance themselves, and quite a few end up as experiments of black market scientists due to the Fishmonger's mysterious origins, then end up getting released into the wilds of Haven's megalopolis. Most Fishmonger live near water and all coasts of Haven. Fun fact, this race has a near monopoly on most maritime industries. Introduced in Season 2 are a sub-race of Fishmonger who were born of royalty within the Azorian Empire deep within the sea. These Fishmongers seem more disciplined due to their militaristic culture and seem uninterested in upgrading their body. They also seem to be socially hostile at times to the aforementioned Fishmongers native to Haven City. Colidians. Colidians are a race that dwells in the underground areas of Haven City. They are often and derogatorily referred to as fleshies, thin men, and scragglers. These names spring from their usual appearance, which is primarily their translucent skin, providing a clear view of muscles, veins, and teeth, even when the mouth is closed. Colidians are almost always gaunt, illiterate, and cannibalistic. Most people attribute this to genetics, but it is actually from the fact that a majority of them live in extreme poverty, where food is scarce and options are limited. This has had the upside of rendering Colidians incredibly resistant to poisons and diseases. They are not a strong people, but tend to be very resourceful and fast. An average Colidian can keep up with a car on average city roads when at full sprint. Unable to surface during the day due to their skin, Colidians have developed near-perfect night vision and a nocturnal circadian rhythm. For unknown reasons, Colidians have a significantly lower percentage of G-type expressions, possibly due to them living deep underground or their blood's filtering abilities. The Nebi, a humanoid race from Nibu known for their chocolate-scented skin and being in touch with their spirit. Many Nebi fables and religions make mention of the Nebi being created by the Nebi god of creation, Mama Yaga. Who knows if it's true, though many wonder about the mass exodus of Nebi civilization that just occurred, some claiming to have seen a massive continent-sized UFO over Nibu, dubbing it the Nebi Emerald Prophecy. But witnesses of that have been silenced and admitted into Atlas's Red Saint Hospital. One thing's for certain, the Nebi in Haven City are much more different than those native of Nibu. Perhaps Haven Nebi were too unworthy to be abducted. Solian, a humanoid race from the land of sand, known for their bronze skin and wealthy upbringing. This race has been barely touched on, and we only have one actual player character who is this race, and his name is Seth Harrow, the Solian spy who witnessed Anarchy 12 abduct the Uncowned Green God, and he was also the one who provided anonymous sniper cover for Looper Ken during the chaotic phase of Emerald Prophecy. The Solian are from an undescript area of the eastern continent said to be a land of sand and riches, and I can't help but think of a sci-fi Agrabah, which is really cool, at least the way I envision it. But I would love to see what you all come up with. So again, throw all those lore submissions, just unload in the comments section. Next, Wardenaries. Wardenaries, Terrans born and raised in the Western Ward of the 13th District. Those born and raised in the ward are not like other Terrans. Due to their ancestors working in the mines, Wardenaries, as they are colloquially referred to as, have highly sensitive eyes and impeccable night vision. This does not make them any more a superhuman than a cat is a super cat because of its ability to see in the dark. It does, however, force them to stay away from direct sunlight, wear light-blocking shades if they go out during the day, and illuminate their homes, bars, and shifty dens with low and ultraviolet lights. They are not vampires and they are not werewolves, despite how much fun those not from the Western Ward like to pretend they are, or how some of the more colorful gangbangers like to act like they are. Wardenaries do come in a certain physical form as well, one of more stunted height, none taller than 5'5", and broader shoulders. They are a bulky peoples, used to hard graft and nasty brawls. This has made them great bruisers for gangs and perfect for miner and bodyguard work throughout Gamma Haven. Most Wardenaries have black hair, dark skin, and dark reflective eyes. Some Wardenaries, those that inherited positions outside of the mines but still within Ward Rec, might have lighter hair and eyes. Those types tend to be taller in height and walk with an air of triumph over their lower class cousins. There have been many prolific Wardenaries from Conklin Prue, who helped create and maintain the Ward Miners Union when Ward Rec tried to shut it down due to there being no prior Haven laws providing them rights, to Voxima Vox, the notorious activist who fought and lost in her efforts to make Haven City aware of the struggles of Wardenaries in the Western District. The latest advocate speaking on behalf of Wardenaries is Quince Mall, a binary Wardenary fighting to stop Ward Rec from selling the deed to Atlas, a group hoping to buy and bulldoze everything. Able to ignore them at first, those in powers had to start paying attention to Quince once they became the Western Ward attaché, speaking on behalf of the district to those in the broken and corrupt Haven government. District 9. Known to be the worst shithole in the world, but somehow a good margin of people migrate there ever so often. Like the Assassins Network, stationed somewhere deep within the district. District 9 does have law enforcement, but half the force is bribed with loose ass, and the other half gets overwhelmed with the rival gangs that govern the streets, like the Brass Knuckles, the Zeos, the Ass Hats, and many more. The Divergent District. The Divergent District is a small district home to many of the people who do not feel welcomed by the rest of the population. Many people of races that look unlike regular people and make up a small amount of the population can live here and feel safer. On account of the absurd amount of crime and loathing in Haven, criminals and others who treat unique races like abominations aren't incredibly rare to find. While there are a vast variety of people of different descents living in this district, they all get along fairly well with each other. G-types who were mutated and slightly deformed by the Gamma virus can also come here and be greeted with positive expressions. The Eastern Dock District. The Eastern Docks is a large seaside district that is a cluttered array of crowded docks on the coast. Beyond the coast are rows and rows of warehouse lots from different companies. 95% of the warehouses in this district are operated by Atlas corporations. All of the warehouse lots have warehouses sorted from A to Z, so 26 warehouses per lot with hundreds of lots in the district. The Eastern Docks have always been known to be ripe with layers of crime and disorder, so it is not uncommon for these businesses to have armed patrols. Atlas soldiers can be seen everywhere, so while the crime is there, most of the criminals are smart enough to not mess with the warehouses. The Evolution District. Taking up over 1/8 of Haven City, the Evolution District is a district dedicated to legal technological evolution of mankind, and nearly all legal technological and cybernetic developments occur in this district. It is often called the inventor's haven, since many different tech and gadget shops can be found everywhere you go. However, because of all the advanced technological developments and research, many people with less than ideal morals use the data to make extremely dangerous weapons and robotic implants. Because of this, criminals run rampant through parts of the district and gangs smuggle weapons from Sector 12 to sell. The most advanced and experimental legal weaponry are limited and sold for high prices to rich crime bosses. Because of this, the police force can barely withstand taking on the more dangerous criminals, leaving villains unstoppable and placing the entire district in a state of chaos and disarray, unlike the more organized and policed Sector 12, anarchy's black market mecca. The Film District. A division of Atlas Corporation's Atlas Films recently bought out an entire district of Haven to use their new filmmaking method on creating 4 new movies. This new method was android acting. With androids, their programming could make them truly believe that they were these fictional characters with real emotions. Plus, with androids, there could be real death, and that's so much better than people fake dying for films. The 4 projects Atlas Films began working on was the following: High Noon, a Western drama that had a cast of law-abiding cowboy androids clash with a cast of outlaw androids. Galactic Terror. This sci-fi thriller had a cast of loyal soldier androids, the brainy scientist androids, and the power-hungry alien androids. Arr! This pirate adventure had a cast of audacious, loud, straight-up rude pirate androids equipped with functional pirate ships. Zombies Ate My Mom? This zombie apocalypse comedy had a cast of scared, helpless humans and hungry, mindless zombies. While production started well with great advancements being made on the movies, the androids began acting funny. It didn't help that all the props and weapons were real. The androids began attacking the human production teams, developing their own consciousness and driving the humans out of the district. These androids became smarter and more determined. It wouldn't be surprising for them to break free any day now and bring their movie world to reality, ensuing chaos. The Frontier District. Southeast. This is where you will find the Frontier, the lost district before the Hollowlands that separate Haven from whatever lay beyond. Not much is known about Frontier these days, as no one ever visits. It used to be a district of tourism, those moving to and from it traveling to the south, adventurers and scientists looking to find new wonders beyond Haven City. That all changed when Grenfall fell, the meteor that killed the city but gave a new way of life to its peoples. It was just another day, 27 years ago, when Grenfall found its way to Frontier, dropping from the sky without warning. The 3-mile-wide meteor hit the edge of the city, sending a shockwave through the earth like an earthquake, immeasurable on any Richter scale. Having, of course, sent its emergency services to tend to the destroyed district, what they found was not the world of fire and brimstone they expected, but one of endless flora and fauna, a sudden and immediate land of mossy hills and wetlands. Those zero-event responders were taken aback by the beauty of it all, a beauty that killed them within minutes. Unmasked and unprotected, they were unknowingly exposed to a new infection. Grenfall had not only brought a strange and wild nature to the planet, but also a deadly strain of an unknown virus. Somehow, though, Frontier and some of its peoples survived the impact and fallout contagion, imbued with not only an immunity to the strain, but also an ability to infect others with. Haven was quick to shut off the district, locking down anything going in or out. Frontier essentially became a quarantine zone filled with walking infections. Haven military forces watched the border with relentless scrutiny, not even allowing scientists to enter. Occasionally, someone gets out, but those stories always go unverified. It's only a matter of time, though, before someone from Haven breaks in or something in Frontier breaks out. I think this would be a good entry point for some outside races, some new races. Maybe these races were have been inside of the Frontier District this whole time and now have the resources or know-how or willingness to escape the Frontier District. Just an idea. The Galgan District, a district run by an oligarchy consisting of various business leaders. Although it is a government only in the sense that it maintains and records all contracts and maintains a police force to intervene and punish people who break them, contracts are basically agreements between two individuals of sound mind. These contracts can be any deal you can think of, from simple business transactions to more complicated transactions involving subjective and intangible concepts such as love and friendship. For example, a lonely man may pay a person good money to be their best friend for a set time period, whether it be a minute or until death. Everyone has the right to life, liberty, and property under the greater contract, but these can be negotiated away. Someone once let himself be killed and literally eaten in exchange for the murder and cannibal to ensure his wife and children had all their basic human needs accounted for. The Galgan Council did nothing. After all, both parties agreed to the contract and both parties fulfilled their end of the bargain. Oh, that's dark. Basically, it's an extreme libertarian society. I love this district. I remember the player that created this. Lee Fairweather was his name, and I think he was Jax Erlin. Anybody remember Jax Erlin in the few episodes he was in? He was a vigilante, man. He was a good character. He was like Batman. He was kind of like Looper. Anyway, the Red Saint District. The Red Saint District is composed primarily of hospitals and asylums, most of them dedicated to helping people who were permanently damaged by some form of mutation. The doctors specialize in treating those who have been psychologically warped by powers or who have had their bodies somehow altered into an unsavory form. Unfortunately, few such treatments are successful, and a good portion of this district is dedicated to the graves of the untreatables. The Shade District. The Shade District is a slum on the south side of Haven. Because of the buildings and the overpasses next to it, this part of Haven receives little sunlight, hence the name, so it was deemed unpopular and generally ignored to receive government funding. The police enforcement in the area is rare, mostly only showing up in cases when massive civil unrest occurs in armies. Poverty and crime are high, to say the least, due to the environment. They say if you are caught in the Shade District and you don't live there, you are looking for drugs, sex, illegal weapons, or death. Solitude District. The Solitude District, given its name for being on a secluded island surrounded by water. Holy shit, I did not know that. We have a district that is an island off the coast of Haven. Wow, I did not know that. The Solitude District used to be known as Haven City's District for the Humanities and Arts. Ooh, some of Haven's most influential and powerful artists moved to the Solitude District to live out their artistic careers. This was before the Solitude Plague. Oh, it sounded so lovely at first. After the plague, the district became a nightmare, and to make matters worse, rumors of some of the most deranged and mad people of Haven live out their days, subjecting innocent people to the horrors of the Solitude District. The district is under 24-hour watch and is quarantined from the public due to the plague. Now, this is why I didn't know about it. If the district's plague escapes the confines of the Solitude District, it will wreak havoc on Haven and destroy everything close and dear to Haven citizens. Damn. That's definitely going to be like a future story arc. Damn right. Holy crap. So can you live here or not? I guess it depends on what type of character you have. Whew. And then we have the Western Ward. Now, this is the district that I said is already filled to the brim with lore, and of course we'll add on it eventually, but for now I think it's good. I've actually done a video on this district before. That goes to tell you how large it was. There was a lot to unpack, and I will put that link to that video in the corner here. So if you want to know more about the Western Ward, check it out. But hey, all these races and districts that I just rolled out, feel free to expand on them. Think of a fact, think of a short story that about the district, throw it in the comment section, as many as you want. I heavily encourage you to like and comment on the ones that you like. of other people's, if there are any, just so we can kind of get an idea of how much of the lore do people like. We're approaching season 3. What's next is character creation. More on that soon. Hit the like button to stoke the fires of creation. Let the fires of creation bellow until its embers rain upon the comment section. Hit the comment section and drop in your best, your most favorite ideas. Happy world building.